Hello, and welcome to the Two Rivers YMCA 2021 annual meeting. I'm Kristen Humphreys, Board of Directors President. The YMCA has been an integral part of my life since I was 4 years old, and it happened because of the kindness of a stranger who wanted to help my family. Since then, I've come to know and understand the importance of a strong YMCA can have on the health and well-being of a community. In 1986, Peter Scales and Nancy Leffert released their seminal research on the developmental assets for strong and healthy adolescent development. They include support, empowerment, expectations, constructive use of time, a commitment to learn, positive values, social competencies, and positive identity. The good news for all parents is that we don't have to do this alone. Many of these assets are embedded in the programs and employees of the Two Rivers YMCA. I would never be here today without some of these assets in my community, and the YMCA in Dubuque, Iowa was my first exposure to that support system. I am honored to serve, to help further that mission and expand our services to support our community. I came on to the Two Rivers YMCA Board of Directors in 2015, and I have seen so much happen since then. However, nothing has prepared us for 2020. Mike Tyson, the boxer, once said that everyone has a plan until you get punched in the mouth. For many of our organizations, 2020 was that punch in the mouth. It's how you react to that adversity that defines you, not the adversity itself. I could not be more proud of how our Two Rivers YMCA reacted to the challenging conditions, because our organization understands that we serve a higher calling. We serve the community. Even in the face of adversity, our YMCA has continued to push forward. We've changed how we serve our patrons. We've worked to ensure individuals feel welcome and safe in our facilities. We've adapted to those who couldn't leave their home by creating online exercise programs. And we've continued to push forward with the Rock Island facility. The pandemic and challenges associated with it are enough to deal with, let alone planning for the expansion of services into Rock Island. But you know why we do this? Because of others, just like me, who needed that extra support from someone in the community who cared. I am excited about what 2021 will bring, but more than anything, I am excited about being part of an organization that is an asset to families all over Rock Island County. Thank you all for being here, and please enjoy today's celebration.
Jumps side to side. We repeat what we just did.
This is a story about those dirty, downright disgusting, but invisible germs. This is Rosa.
Hi everyone. While we are not quite ready to release release the plans and the details of reopening our pool, we couldn't wait to show you what's been done. While we were closed, our staff was able to drain our pool, do a huge deep clean, regrout everything, and it looks amazing. I cannot wait for you guys to see it in person. We also want to give a huge thank you and shout out to the staff members who spent the time and the elbow grease making it look this great. Starting on Monday, June 1st, we are going to be having 10 classes a day in 2 different outside locations, and you don't even have to go in the building. Come over here to our pavilion to check in for your class. Meals they are making will be served to so many kids, like these kids at summer camp.
1 out of 3 kids in camp comes from a low-income family, so it's really important that the Y gives them free meals every day they are here. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the Y gives out meal bags with 2 breakfasts and 2 lunches to any kid in the community.
We are in the Getz room, and all of the equipment that you see in here used to be down in the Health Improvement Center. So you got our Cyfits and our arm ergometers. There's some upright bikes and stationary bikes. So if you're looking around the building for some of this stuff, it is now in this room.
Start the new year off right. Reach your goals with personal training. Visit our website for more information. The new Health Improvement Center is located in the Tom Getz room. With Santa and his elf are checking their list twice to find kids in our Schools Out Club making the nice list. They complete their e-learning at the Y every day to keep up on their remote learning for school, along with having fun and playing with their friends.
Help us make an impact in our Quad Cities community by celebrating Two Rivers YMCA's 15th anniversary of our Carry Tree program.
Within 48 hours of having to close our doors to our members, we were able to get Facebook Live up and running and had 2 classes a day for our members Monday through Friday. So they had lots of options to be able to work out from home and to still engage with us. And then when we had to go to a shelter in place, I actually did a lot of the workouts from my basement. And it was really cool to see the community engage and interact with us through thumbs up, through hearts, through likes. And we were doing this for everyone in the community, not just our members, to keep our community active and moving. When we all kind of were feeling a little isolated, it allowed us to still feel a connection to our community and the people around us. I mean, I'll probably forget something, to be completely honest. It started with the Facebook Live classes and really being there for our community, which then kind of evolved into our outdoor classes when we were able to meet outside. And then it evolved into Zoom classes and being able to live stream to give people an at-home option when we weren't able to meet in person. One of the really interesting things that we kind of found as a side effect or a bonus of COVID is that people actually are trying classes they never would walk into because maybe they felt a little bit uncoordinated or a little bit intimidated by the class. And the fact that they could try it at home, realize that there are options for everyone. There is a level for every fitness level. That allowed them to try classes they never would have walked into and now are going to that we're back in person. One of the things that we've added is virtual personal training and allowing people to train from their home with what they have. You can do everything with just body weight, and it allows people to stay active and still be able to stay home and stay with their comfort level. We've added fuel, which includes nutrition as well as the fitness aspect, to allow people to make healthier choices when they are at home and they are making their meals. Another option we've added is stress management. During a time where the emotional and the mental stress is there, having a way to manage that stress. And those are all things that are offered in our groups on our app. So that's just a bonus of being a member and being with us and staying a part of our Y community. Currently, we're able to have in-person and do all of these things in our building, but for those that still don't feel quite comfortable, we have that virtual option for them because we want everyone to feel like they have a place here at our YMCA.
Hi, my name is Dr. Pandora Lawrence. I recently moved to the Quad Cities. My husband is the Rock Island Milan School District Superintendent, and so that's why we're here. I've been a member with the Y for 6 years. I started that membership when I was working for Milwaukee Public Schools, and then when we moved to Rock Island, I looked for the YMCA. So I recently retired, and when I moved to Rock Island, I really didn't have anything to do. So one thing I really wanted to do was stay physically fit. The pandemic was going on, and we did have limited memberships, as I remember participating in Sprint. It was outside. It was awesome, having the bike spread apart and just being relaxed in the outdoors and working out. I also participated in some of the Zoom classes. It was great to kind of see my friends that are participating in the classes as well. So I felt very, very comfortable coming back to the Y, and I think the reason being is I kind of knew what to expect because of the news that was on the app. They kind of told us this is what we're doing. So when I read that, I expected to see it, and I did see it. And then I saw this increase with cleaning of the equipments and all, and then the participants took part in cleaning the machines as well when they got finished working out or using any of the equipment. So I felt very safe and comfortable with coming. So the Y really impacted my mental health because it provided me with some people to talk to. Like I said, I just recently retired. I'm the only one at home when my husband is at work, and just developing friends and having a common interest is just unbelievably great for the mental health. The reason why I come to the Y is because I'm familiar with it. I've been a member for a long time. Another reason is the exercise classes are very rigorous and fun. I also like the fact that it's a big facility. There are so many classes that you can choose from. And I like the free parking, believe it or not.
Hello, my name is Mark Churchill. I serve on the Y's Board of Directors and also serve as the chair of the Board Development Committee. This committee meets throughout the year working to cultivate community members for volunteer leadership here at the Two Rivers YMCA. Every year at our annual meeting, we take a moment to acknowledge the board and trustee members who have reached the end of their term limits. We then welcome our new members. A ballot is sent out to all board members prior to this meeting, so all that's left to do right now is thank our outstanding members and recognize them for their service. And after that, we will be welcoming new members to their respective boards and the start of their first term. Thank you to all of our volunteers for their dedication to our community and our Y.
Good afternoon, Mike. How are you today?
I'm great, Tom. And you?
Oh, good, good. First of all, I want to thank you for all the years that you have been actively in leadership roles at the Two Rivers Y, and all the way back to I guess you joined the board in 1967. So I'd rather have you talk than me. So why don't you tell us how you got involved in the Y, and I know what's kept you there, but how did you first start with the Y?
Well, I got nominated to the board really at a pretty young age. I think part of the connection was my uncle Maury Stephenson was the youth director at the Y for 25 years, and a lot of the generation that were in leadership in the community then had been raised by Maury at the Y, unquote. In those days, the Y was a boys and men's club. It was downtown. There were 2 floors of dormitory that they operated. To show you that it was a men's and boys, there was no swimming suits allowed in the swimming pool. It had about 800 members, and it operated at a deficit, even with a lot of community support through the community chest, as it was called in those days. I got to be president very early because folks like Bud Lundahl and Tom Getz had a vision of what we could do if we changed our operation into a family Y. And they went to work on that, and they left me with the administrative things to do. One of the things that I will share from my earlier days, I heard Bruce Bromley, who came in, and he came from Rockford. And Rockford Y at the time was about 6 times as big as the Moline Y. And I said, Bruce, why did you come to Moline from a much bigger job? And he said, well, in your job description, you said you were looking for someone who could give us leadership in outreach and working outside of the building. And he said, in Rockford, we had a big debt, and I was just focused on that, and I was tired of that and wanted to do that outreach. And I think that has certainly been demonstrated in what's happened in the Y in the last 50 years.
I was there when you were given the Lifetime Service Award, one of only 4 that have received that award. Recognize, Paul, your commitment. Both you and Jean were members of the Y Founders Society Endowment Program, which has been instrumental in helping us, especially in these more challenging times that we've faced in the last few months. So again, we just thank you, Mike, for all the years and the service that you've given, and so thank you.
It's been a great privilege.
All right, Greg, this is a real honor and a privilege to talk to you this afternoon. As we all know, you've been a great volunteer for the Two Rivers Y, and tell me a little bit about how you got involved with the Y and being its past board chairman and on the board of trustees. I'd love to hear your story.
I can't believe that 10 years has gone by with trustees. I would have guessed 5. So that's how time flies. And going back to the actual board, I go back with Dan Osterman because I sold him the house he lives in. He moved about 50 yards down the street, and Dan and his wife bought our house, and we're both still neighbors. So it was kind of a natural thing, knew him from that. I was involved for quite a while with Arrowhead Ranch, and it really had to do with helping children. think the Y serves that purpose in addition to every age group. But I learned to swim at the downtown Moline Y 100 years ago, and played basketball there, and lived there. Quite frankly, that was a thing to do in prehistoric times when I was a kid. So I personally been involved with the Y for a long time.
If you could reflect on anything in particular, either when you were involved with the board or trustee or anything, is there anything that comes to mind?
I've been so impressed with both Dan and Mike, with their leadership. It's just amazing to me, the business approach that both of those gentlemen have given to the Y organization. Everybody that's involved with the Y, if they don't know it, they should know it, because that's been a real eye-opener for me.
But you gave your time, you gave your talent, you gave your treasure, and we are so thankful for that, Greg. And we know that you and Kate are going to be here for many more years and be involved in the community, because I know you have grandchildren that live around here, and your business that you're still working hard at. So, but again, we just want to thank you and for being original members of the Founders Society Endowment Program, which, as we know, has helped, especially in these tougher times that we've had the last 12 months. It's been a real honor and a real privilege for me, being not only your friend, but somebody I've looked up to for many years. And thank you again for everything that you do for the Y and the community and for everybody. So anyway,
all right, right
congratulations.
Back. Thank you very much, and thank you, everybody.
Hello, I'm Dave Johnson. I am past president of the Y's Board of Directors, and I currently sit on the Board of Trustees. Today we are recognizing and thanking Mayor Mike Tomes for his service on the Two Rivers YMCA Board of Directors. Mike is actually completing his second round of service on the board. He took a little time off in between terms, but graciously returned and has given so much to the Y in our community. Over the last several years, Mike has served on many of the Y's committees, including almost every position on the executive committee. Mike led the Y as board president from 2016 to 2018, chaired annual campaigns, hosted special events, and he and his wife Sarah have committed to supporting the Y through the Founders Endowment Program. He has been a friend and champion of our Y, and we are so thankful for his dedication over the last many years. He has seen value in our programs and the services the Y provides to our community, and has been a driving force in helping the Y be the best it can be, and to serve those who most need the Y. Although his time on the board has come to an end, he has been appointed to the Y's Board of Trustees, and his first term starts actually today. Mike, on behalf of the trustees, I would like to welcome you from the YMCA on our Board of Trustees.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to it. I've always enjoyed this organization, so I want to continue my involvement.
Very good.
I really am honored and humbled to serve the last, actually 13 years. There was 1 year in between there I was not, but the last 13 years of my association with the Y has been wonderful. I've learned so much. It's amazing, the dedicated employees, the flexibility that they have, especially this last year with the pandemic, but over the years to be able to accomplish all the different things that they've done, whether it be the Nourish program, the remodeling of the Moline Y, now of course undertaking the new facility in Rock Island. And so it's great to see that the dedication for helping the citizens, the families in Rock Island, Moline, actually the whole Quad Cities, flourish with health, good health, and faith, and a wonderful, safe place to be. So there's just so many things to talk about with the YMCA that you can't list them all. So it's been an honor and a pleasure to give back to a community that has been so wonderful to me.
Hi, my name is Paul Rumler. I'm the president and CEO for the Quad Cities Chamber. I also have the opportunity to serve as a board of director at the Two Rivers YMCA. Today I have the pleasure of welcoming Maria Ontiveros to the YMCA board. Hello, Maria.
Hi, Paul.
Maria, it's great to have you. Thanks so much for taking time from your schedule to join us on the board. Maria is a HR generalist at Group O. She's previously an English as second language teacher. She has a long history of community engagements here in the Quad Cities region. I'm just going to name a few off. Maria can add to it if she'd like to, but she was the co-founder and current president for Mercado on 5th. She's on the board of trustees for MetroLink, board of directors for Quad Cities Arts, and on the board of directors for Visit Quad Cities. So as you can see, Maria is well engaged in the Quad Cities area, very knowledgeable. We look forward to having her talents and skills and contributions with the Two Rivers YMCA. So we look forward to having her voice and look forward to introducing Maria in person here in the near future. But in the meantime, here we are with virtual Maria Monteveros.
Thanks so much, Paul. I'm so excited to serve. The YMCA Two Rivers is such an incredible amenity for the Illinois Quad Cities, serving kids, teens, adults, and seniors, all those different facilities that you all manage. So I'm really excited to be helping guide the mission forward and helping to expand and diversify the programs. So thanks for the welcome.
Going to be great, Maria. Thank you.
Thank you to Mike Stephenson, Greg Swanson, and Mike Tomes for all you've done for the Two Rivers YMCA. And welcome to Maria Anoveros to the Board of Directors and Mike Tomes to the Board of Trustees. Having strong leadership has driven the Y to be successful in its service to our community. But not only is there great volunteer leadership, we also have outstanding staff team as well. I want to take a moment to recognize some of the impressive awards our Y staff have received over the last year. Daisy Moran, our Director of Youth Achievement and Community Engagement, was recognized on the national level by the National Y's Emerging Leaders Resource Network with a 30 Under 30 award. Daisy was nominated by YMCA of the USA and ultimately was selected out of 220 nominees from 70 YMCAs across the country. Last fall, the State Alliance of YMCAs recognized the Two Rivers YMCA with 5 statewide awards. The Essential Child Care Program received the Program Excellence Award for their dedication to providing a safe place for essential workers' children so they could continue to work during the shelter-in-place order last spring. Accounting Director Leslie Schuneman received the Outstanding Admin of the Year Award for her critical support of all Y programs and team members. Daisy Moran received the DIG Award, which recognized her excellence and dedication to outreach, program innovation, and service to diverse and underserved communities. CEO Mike Wennekamp received the Illini Chief Club Award. This award recognizes a Y CEO who provides extraordinary leadership for his Y and the community. And last, but certainly not least, the Two Rivers YMCA was awarded the Outstanding Illinois YMCA COVID Award for their successful pivot to serve the community during the unexpected pandemic. These awards and acknowledgments in the best of times is wonderful, but to have our staff recognized by peers for the great work going on during a challenging year is nothing short of remarkable. I am incredibly thankful we have such a strong team at the Two Rivers YMCA. Let's talk about one of the common themes with the Y, serving kids and families. As I mentioned with the awards from last year, even with the pandemic, the Y managed to provide essential childcare, summer camp, and thousands of meals through the Nourish program. As an educator, a commitment to youth is incredibly important to me. That's another reason why I'm proud to serve on the board of the Two Rivers YMCA.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cornelius. I'm Program Executive in charge of Youth Development Programs. Youth Development went through a lot of big changes this year. In March, when shelter in place first took effect in the Quad Cities, the Y knew that it needed to remain dedicated to the families and the kids that were going to be in need of childcare. The difference in programming took us a little bit of time to get used to, as well as the kids that were involved. But the pandemic really didn't slow us down. We hit the ground running. Summer camp became a safe and enriching experience for all those that were involved. Not only did we see lots of kids of families of essential workers, but those kids came to summer camp each and every day pretty hungry. With Nourish, not only did we provide meals for the kids that were here, a part of our programs, but we also were dedicated to the community as a whole who were affected by the pandemic. So we had grab-and-go meals that were available for the community. In fact, we distributed over 28,000 of them in total. Riverbend Food Bank was a very important collaborative partner with us. We had farm to families produce boxes available and ended up handing out 750 of those over the course of the summer. But those numbers don't show the whole story. Food insecurity is a huge hurdle. Before the pandemic, 1 out of 7 kids struggled with hunger in the Quad Cities. Today, that number is 1 in 4. We know children can't be expected to concentrate on learning or thrive when they don't know where their next meal might be coming from. We're committed to feeding those who need it. Throughout the entire year, we were able to serve well over 200,000 meals in our community. As the summer neared its end, we knew that we need to plan accordingly with our school district partners. That meant not only after school time being in their school buildings, but also Schools Out Club, when our new normal of blended learning was going to lead to a lot of challenges and how it is that we can support the kids in the community, not only here at the Y, but also in the schools themselves. Two Rivers Y has developed partnerships with our school districts for over 30 years providing school-age care. We couldn't have made this work without them.
My name is Dr. Reginald Lawrence, and I'm the superintendent of the Rock Island Milan School District and serve on Two River YMCA's Board of Directors. When my district implemented our Return to Learn plan for students and families, we understood that having students back in person for only 2 days a week would not have the impact of a full day of learning. The Y collaborated with all the school districts in the Illinois Quad Cities and was able to offer a Schools Out program Monday through Friday in 2 different locations. Between the Moline and Rock Island locations, they are serving an average of 130 kids each day. Every day from 8 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. with activity breaks in between, Y staff help kids with their e-learning. We know there is no substitute for a teacher in a classroom, but we are so thankful to the Y staff who put up much effort into helping these kids figure out how to be successful with the virtual learning assignments. What a relief for parents to know that their children have been getting that support as well. The Y also found ways to adapt mentoring programs. Last May, the Y held a very moving virtual ceremony for program participants. It wasn't the big in-person event originally planned, but it still celebrated the accomplishments of all students. The Rock Island Milan School District is a partner in these mentoring programs, and we continue working hand in hand, finding new ways to connect with students who need the support the most. Being on the Y's board, I get an insider's view of what the Two Rivers YMCA does for our area children and how they collaborate with local schools. In offering child care services and both before and after school programming, the Y is making sure that academics and recreation go hand in hand. We look forward to continuing this partnership and serving the people of our community together.
Good afternoon. On March 17th last year, the YMCA suspended operations because of the COVID pandemic. Did you know that on October 17th, 1918, the Moline YMCA also suspended operations because of a flu pandemic? And over a month later, the Y reopened after spending considerable time rearranging our gym and repairing the different apparatus. As I read through the reports of 1919 and 1920, it is apparent that our YMCA has experienced 2020 before, and the volunteers and the staff used it as an opportunity to evolve and refocus our mission to be even more impactful. Judging by the success of the Two Rivers YMCA before we closed last year, why not follow the lead of our predecessors and make 2021 a historically successful year for the Y, and maybe even get out of our offices? As leaders of this YMCA, one of the most important responsibilities we have is to refocus our financial resources and remain a good steward of our community support. Last year, we recognized new efficiencies that might have normally been considered impossible, which helped us to finish the year with continued financial strength. Closing the north entrance at this facility is one example of these efficiencies. 2021 will likely be harder as the long-term effects of the pandemic play out. But we must continue to be responsible leaders by keeping the mission on target toward areas where we can have the most impact and commit to raising the funds necessary that continue to allow everyone, regardless of income, to continue benefiting from YMCA programs. 2 of these priorities include the commitment to expand the character development curriculum we gain through YUSA's Character Development Learning Institute and to be a leader in the Diversity, Inclusion, and Global Engagement Innovation Network. These efforts were continued by means of virtual meetings in our programs and public relations last year. This year, I look forward to working with our board of directors to consider an even more robust volunteer network that provides the strategic input, volunteer resources, and commitment necessary to continue leading our community with effective character development for youth and diversity, inclusion, and global engagement innovation. Maintaining and refocusing our facilities to optimize the mission impact is another important aspect of delivering quality programs to our community. This includes several exciting projects this year. Staff are currently working with the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity to finalize a $100,000 upgrade to the Preschool Early Learning Center this summer. In December, we received $214,000 from the Robert E. Bartlett Family Trust to knock this down and upgrade our golf range by building a new golf instructional building and add ball tracking technology. By the end of summer, we'll be well on our way to remodeling the Tri-City Jewish Center for a spring 2022 grand opening. You've all heard me talk about the abundance of assets that makes Two Rivers YMCA successful at a uniquely high level. The people, the financial, and the facility resources are all important to sustainability during a crisis like last year. But the one resource that most positively separates our why from others is priceless: leadership. There are very few nonprofits and YMCAs in this country that are blessed with the talent and the commitment of our staff and volunteer teams. And just as the staff and volunteers of this Y continued to act as visionaries during the 1918 flu pandemic, you should also be very proud of your role in helping make the Two Rivers YMCA a bright spot for many this past year and the many that you will in the year to come. Thank you for all your dedication. We couldn't do it without each and every one of you.
Hi, I'm Heidi Hughes Camp Collins. I've served 2 terms on the Two Rivers YMCA Board of Directors, and now I'm a trustee. I am also so honored and humbled to be one of the 3 tri-chairs for this amazing project that we're doing in Rock Island. The Two Rivers YMCA and the Rock Island Library Foundation are partnering together to collaborate at the Tri-City Jewish Center in a shared space that will provide healthy minds and healthy bodies. I am here in this fabulous kitchen at the Tri-City Jewish Center, and the Nourish program is going to be where this really comes into play. Our Nourish program feeds hungry kids every single day. This is my project. I am a Rock Island girl, and for the Y to have a bigger footprint in my community means the world to me. I am also a big advocate for kids, especially at-risk kids, and the programming and the services that we're going to be able to provide in our community just takes my breath away. I've been mentoring at-risk kids in the Rock Island School District for over 20 years. And right now I'm matched with a little girl named Maya. I envision Maya getting on the bus at the Rock Island Academy in the west end of Rock Island, coming here to our shared space when it's finished, getting a snack after school, getting programming after school, being able to check out library books, being able to participate on a sports team, something she's always wanted to do. Think about that. Think about the impact that's going to have on the kids in our community. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but when I say there's nothing in the house to eat, we have no fresh veggies, then I just hop in my car and go to the store. Not the case for a lot of my neighbors. There's a lot of food insecurity in the Quad Cities. This is a real thing in our community, and we need to step up and take responsibility. The Nourish program helps us do that by feeding kids after school. Right now, the Nourish program is scattered among 3 different kitchens. With this new kitchen, we'll be able to centralize operations and feed more hungry kids. That's a win for us the Two Rivers YMCA and for our community. I am so excited for 2021 and everything this collaboration will bring and everything that the Y will make happen. Thanks so much for what you do.
On behalf of the Y's volunteers, staff, and dedicated supporters, thank you for joining us today. The Y couldn't reach so many lives without the support of the community. I am proud to be part of an organization that continues to be focused on a welcoming, inclusive environment, even in the throes of a pandemic. The way the Two Rivers YMCA has stepped up has been nothing short of remarkable. I look forward to an even stronger 2021 as we serve to be an asset to our entire community. Thank you for all you do in helping the Two Rivers YMCA move our mission forward. Have a wonderful day.